Here we have the students building power on the heavy bag with the quarterstaff. The heavy bag is better to use than a pail due to its movement and acting more like a person would, rather than being a standalone, unmoving object. This makes it harder to hit and to thrust at. All the time you can see the students in constant motion, whipping the staff in and doing as much as they can to whip as much power into the bag as they can. The staffs being used are both rattan and oak. Now, as you can see, distance is being kept, and every now and then you'll see me jump in and show what to do. She can really put the power in, and she maintains good distance. And Simon here is one of our provosts. As you can see, when the bag is hit, it doesn't move a great deal, it creases, which is exactly what should happen when something is hit with a weapon or a fist. It should crease rather than move too much, so that it shows the energy going into the target. And we can see multiple different blows here, high, low. You can see butt strokes, thrusts, and all of these strikes are very effective when done at the correct range. And thrusting and hitting high, low is a very good way to fight, rather than start at one height when you're fighting. Go high, low, high, thrust. Now, as you just saw, we're going into half staff, which is different from quarterstaff. Quarterstaff, as you can see, being used at full length as the range closes, and into what's called half staff, use both ends of the staff. Or you can use the butt stroke at full length as you slip it through the hands, and I'm here demonstrating how to generate power in the weapon, because without power and being able to generate power even at very short lengths, your weapon skills or your unarmed skills are going to be no good. And here we have the cudgel with the same exercises, building power on a heavy bag. And the reason we use a heavy bag is because, like your unarmed bag work, it develops stamina, develops power, and it helps you with range, and it helps you judge your distances very well. And there will be missed shots, missed thrusts, but you can only practice and practice until you get better. And using the butt stroke as well, which is a very good and very close technique. The butt stroke follows in after two good heavy strikes. And here we are, going for a long range strike with the cudgel and coming down low with a close range. Close range strikes with these weapons can be devastating. As well as you need to learn the footwork so that you can get in and out. Multiple strikes for developing power. This is an exercise where obviously you can see two people on one heavy bag, one each side, and they just go for it, developing power, hitting hard as they can, or hitting hard and accurate. Very tiring exercise and a very, very good exercise. And here we have sword and buckler. You'll notice that they're not using any armour, and they're using rebated blades, steel blades, proper bucklers and daggers. The reason we don't use any armour when we do these slow sparring exercises is because when people pad up, they act differently in the fight. They can sacrifice certain things to get a hit. They can take a hit which normally would put them out of the game and carry on and get a scoring point. But we don't do that because we want the fighters to react in a natural way, so that they know when they go in or when they're going for a strike, it can hurt. It can hurt a lot, it can hurt badly. And that you'll see that the fighter's acting completely different to the way people do when they've got armour on. Because it's a different mindset completely. Completely different mindset. For the simple reason is, they know that they can get hurt doing this slow exercise. And there's no point padding up, because you'll get a different reaction altogether. You need to fight so that you can have a normal reaction to a weapon, not a false reaction. And you don't need a false sense of security, and that's what padding and armour does for you. So as you can see, both students now are on the attack. I come in now and then and give them a slight bit of advice. And as you can see, the training isn't for new starters, it isn't for beginners because of the unarmoured situation. But by the time people get to this stage, they're well aware of what dangers lie wait for them. Now here I am explaining a point, but just using a wooden cudgel against the sword and buckler. And as you'll see, the points I'll make are about footwork, attacking and defending. Also, having the speed to actually make a difference with a wooden cudgel. The reason we're explaining this is because the sword and dagger man, or sword and dagger woman, needs to be very careful against a sword and buckler, because the sword and buckler is a surer defence than a sword and dagger. As you can see, the hand is a very vulnerable target. We allow gloves for that because it is a very tender target and can be hurt very, very easily. So I allow gloves for this. And we're getting some nice exchanges now. Confidence is building in the ability to use the weapons. Footwork's good. And here we are, we're attacking in combinations so that you can stop the one hit, one defense, one hit, one defense moves, because attacking in combination is much more effective than just one. And here I am explaining about single time stops and hits. So as you stop, you hit simultaneously. Now, to do this, you've got to be in control of your weapons, know what you're doing with your weapons, and have a lot of not only experience, courage, and you just sort of perfect hand stab it out. Coming in with attacks. And good defences and good footwork. And speeding it up just a little bit. I'll keep you flying -5. Very, very good way to learn about the weapons you're using. You're explaining, while I'm explaining, how to put the sword aside if the other person isn't paying attention. And the thrust's going in. That's it. Combination attacks. Defenders doing very well with their footwork. Just tag that down in as we both partners. And as you can see, fighting with cudgels does speed the action up a bit more. The danger is still very real, because an oak cudgel can do as much damage as a sword. It will be a crush injury rather than a cut or a stab, but it will do just as much damage as a headshot, arm shot. So they still have to be very, very careful in what they're doing.